Staedtler. Inktober. Today is Inktober day 20, and the prompt is rival. There's a lot of rivals I could have used, but there's one very specific rival. I will not name names. You'll be hinted at what it is, but it's let's just say it's in the soda range. You know, it's actually going to be soda and pop, because in the South a lot of us call it soda. Some people in the South call it pop, but it's more of a northern thing. But also I heard in Kentucky, I heard pop a lot. It's kind of northern, kind of South, so it's soda pop, really, right? So I'm gonna do soda and pop, and they're gonna be facing each other off. They're gonna be anthropomorphic cans of soda pop, and you'll see what they are. And let me quit yapping. Let's get to drawing. Sumo grip time. Now it is time to use the Sumo grip, for I am using the black paper. I only have so much limited paper. We have other paper. I have watercolor and stuff. I want to use this to the fullest. I bought this for fun. You know, the whole thing is fun, but I'm saying, like, this is an experiment for sure. This too, actually, because I never draw on Bristol paper before Inktober. I wanted to see if I could maybe do a traditional comic book on here and see how that would feel. So that's why I started with this too, or why I included that. And then this, why not? So I only have like 6 pages left on here in this Strathmore, and this has just an update and FYI, and this has like 40, I think, so I'm pretty good. I've only used a few pages in this. Yeah, see, 40. But it is 92 pounds, so it's a pretty good strength of paper. Like, you're not gonna just draw through it very easily. But like I said, it reminds me of like construction paper in a sense. So one side is very, very smooth. One side is very, very rough in comparison. So if you need that texture for some reason, like it would take an ink stroke very nicely, I think, with a paintbrush or something. But that aside, I turn my fan on. It's hot. It's warm in this room. We got a lot of stuff in here. Like, a lot of insulation stuff, like Lush and clothes. And as I said, my wife, she has a retail online store where she sells stuffs, and we have a lot of clothes in here because of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we're doing for Halloween. We could be a million things. Okay, so my idea for rival for this Inktober, it's rivals, plural. So I decided to kind of basic. All I had written down was 2 guys who are angrily staring at each other, staring each other down, kind of like Ryu and Ken or something, something from Street Fighter kind of a thing. But then I was talking to my wife, and she came with the idea of I was thinking, like, maybe she looked something up for rivals, and then I thought, oh yeah, you're right, Coca-Cola and Pepsi don't like each other. So I'm not doing Coca-Cola Pepsi technically, but it is the inspiration. Don't want to get taken down and all that. So just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna try to anthropomorphize, if that's even a word, I'm trying to make 2 cans of soda be human-like, right? So I think maybe it's just like they're almost going to be like butting heads, so to speak. So making sure I'm in the shot. All right. Yeah, that's not big enough. That's what she said. All right, that's good. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's it, baby. That's it. That's what I want to say. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to start with a basic idea of a can. Maybe a little wider than that. And then I will do the tab. Might as well reference this at least, just so I can have like because I know what a tab looks like. But the tab, the top, the pop top tab. I know what that looks like, but I'm just going to look at one anyway. For that way, I can make no mistake. No. Let's see. This guy, little tab. They've got the little, the thing that pops when you hit it with the tab. It's almost like a fingernail style. And then you have the tab itself goes top of that. And then the inside of the can is... I just always talk through my process. Just so you know what I'm thinking. That's not a how to draw anything specifically. I made a 3D model of the can once. That was pretty cool. Best can. Or Coke can, actually, is what I did. Not that it matters. Can it was. Made it for a game called Food Fight that I was making, where you're literally shooting each other with food. Like, it was a lot of fun, actually. It was a lot of fun to make. It was there was a potato cannon for one. Okay, here's his face. Guess I'm gonna have to just kind of wing it. But yeah, there was a potato cannon, and then there was a pea pod that you had to pick up for your pea shooter, which was just a straw. You literally shoot, you blow into and shoot peas out like a dart gun. And a can of beans, which was a gut bomb. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It was inspired by all the shooters, Call of Duty, and that kind of stuff. And I thought it'd be funny to make a game called Food Fight. And it could also have been a fighting game, I suppose. But that's what Stick Fight and Cat Fight are for. But no, kidding. All right, let me just give him ridiculous eyebrow line. Make him look creepy. I'm just trying to see if I can keep his mouth on there too, though. Like, kind of going for something cartoony, comic-y, if that's a word. It's not a word, is it? It's a word. It is now. What did we say was soda pop, right, Rose? I'm just going to make my own font here. Not that it's going to be the greatest font you've ever seen, but it will be a font nonetheless. Just a soda. And I can always make this look a little bit more interesting. So one of these guys is going to be red, the other one's going to be blue. That's the idea. So, yeah, they're not going to like each other very much. Saw something that was a story online about that we saw online on YouTube or whatever, and it was some crazy thing where I forget what country it was. It was a country in Asia where they screwed up really bad about somebody basically winning sort of like the lottery, sponsored by, I think it was Pepsi, if I remember right. I think it was Pepsi. Anyway, they ended up screwing up really bad and like screwing a bunch of people out of money that because they accidentally gave away the wrong number, and they tried to correct it the next day and pretend like nothing happened, and the number that was supposed to be the winner, they all won a bunch of money. Like, well, we can't pay all these people out. It was way too much money. And so they tried to backpedal and act like that was like, oh no, like nothing happened. Like, no, that wasn't the winning number. But they're like, no, it was. Then now you have even more people mad because they want their money. They want their winnings too. So I don't know. That's crazy. Just like one of those PR things where you're like, what a nightmare for that company. No, yeah, I don't think they ever actually paid the person out that should have won. Some of the people, they paid off some, I guess. But the story the person it was about, they never actually got paid or whatever. It was really screwed up story. But I guess Coke tried to capitalize on their demise. I'm pretty sure if it was Coke, it was them cleaning up. So Pepsi screwed up, Coke came into the rescue, basically like, hey, see, we don't do that to you. Kind of funny. Using their screw up as a way to make themselves look better is pretty funny. Like that's business 101, I suppose. Yeah, it's a little sharp. I want this to look a little bit more even on both sides because they're supposed to be, printed can. What am I doing? All right, so I'm try to copy what I have over here. Yeah, there we go. Something along these lines. Should have done the same thing over here. They kind of it has sort of a hole in the tab, right? Kind of something for you to grab your hand on. Your thumb into or whatever. Something like that. That more or less looks right. And then just the inside of the can. So I'm thinking, okay. Now, they're probably going to end up looking like same face, but, oh well. The bridge of his nose. You good? Okay. Then again, the turtles all look the same on the cartoon, don't they? So, they all just have different color bandanas. They look like that in the comic, too, though. Kind of funny. Try to make them a little tiny bit different, but what can you do? What can you do? I suppose I could have had them have arms. That would have been funny, but that's okay. This is my idea of rival, okay? Actually, no, I want this to look a little bit more uniform, I think. So let's just do it like this. I was just thinking about writing a store divided. I don't know why. A store divided? Oh, God. That would be funny, right? Well, that's too many letters. I can't spell that. I used to have to space it like I did that because I did that for the big fat font. I used to have to space it a lot for writing letters when I was first starting to do it because spatial awareness type thing. But airbrushing makes it so you have to learn to space it out and think about it before you start to draw it or before you write it. So it kind of made me a little better at that. Not that my handwriting improved any, but at least I can write the words in the space given, more or less. Yeah, and this guy needs to have pop on his side. So something like, how's that? Really good? Yeah. It's a simple idea, and it's going to be kind of hard to do full color on the black, but let me stop this video real fast. I cut my video into pieces. It's just easier to load. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, I guess I could just outlet them in white like I have been doing, and then I'm going to maybe the soda and I don't know. Might have been smarter doing white, but that's okay. I might do the I might do the blue around the outside. I'm not sure yet. Let me see. I want you to be able to see them expressively. What I mean to say is I want you to be able to see their expressions. So if I have to crack out the brush and clean it a couple of times, so be it. I definitely want you to be able to see their faces though. But I do want to use that red and blue because it'd be fun. Okay, shaking this very lightly. But you have to shake this up because this pigment settles really, really easily on the white especially. So okay, see there's quite a bit of white missing, but I actually used that light blue. All right, let's go for it. The only problem, like I said, this paper is it always wants to tear up under this white. Like I said, it's not really intended for this. I guess it's really meant for like color pencil and stuff. Trying to go super simple. All right, I'm just gonna outline everything in white, and then I'm gonna come back to it, the color. How about that? Yeah. There's the Pepsi can and Coca-Cola can that aren't Pepsi and Coca-Cola can, guys. Technically speaking, it might very well be too. This doesn't want to dry in here very fast because of the fact that it's already got color on it. You know, the black. What the hell do I know? Having to hold my breath, like a sniper in a video game. Holding your breath is not the best idea. Releasing your breath slowly is the way to do it. Because you'll start to starve your nerves of oxygen and will cause you to shake. Going is actually much more relaxing for your muscles, and then boom, you squeeze that trigger. Bye bye bunny rabbit. If Elmer Fudd only knew. Ain't that right, Roseanne Marie? What are you looking at? I think you're looking at Halloween stuff. That's why I was asking. Is that Miss Adams that I look like Adams Family? No. Doesn't she wear a I thought it wasn't a dress. I thought it was a I guess it's an evening gown, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you want to go about newer movies
That's fair. I suppose she does. I suppose this isn't too dissimilar from airbrushing, as I like to say. In terms of like when you start to ink, it is what it is. When you put this down, the airbrush is not unlike that. Whatever you put down is what's going to be on there. And if you screw up, all you really have the option of doing is throwing it away, donating it, burning it, whatever, or starting over. Or you can just kind of mask it and start again, like cover it in black, kind of like you would do to a tattoo. Not really many options. So I only say screw up because you might have a specific design that somebody is buying, and you want to try to stay as true to the design as possible. But you also don't have to worry about tearing the paper that you do in your inking like this. I suppose each have their own caveats, as it were. Advantages, disadvantages, so on and so forth. That white thing? Not too much. No. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's kind of a beige. Yes. No. Yeah, I always sucked at bubble letters, by the way. Something I had a really hard time with airbrush too was lettering, was the cursive writing. I can write in cursive. I mean, I learned that when I was a kid. They stopped teaching that, I guess, which is weird. But kids aren't gonna be able to read the damn Constitution in the original format. But I was always really bad about bubble letters because I would kind of like want to go straight for them without doing that first, where I line them out. I started doing that, and then like adding when I would do the bubble, like the inside of this letter here, I would always like make it too small or too large or something. And especially with B's, I would go in too far. I tried to do the outside line and then fill it in with the bubbles instead of going from the inside out, and that ended up being what worked better for me. But then tried it with the airbrush, and then you can go with it with one straight line, or you could just go one line and then thicken it as you go, and thickening as you go is actually much easier and more consistent. So I started doing it that way, and so I learned how to do the letters that way a little better. I'm thinking about airbrushing too, because this guy I saw do an airbrush shirt that he was charging like $150 for. Apparently they were saying, I don't know, this is what I read, but you're actually paying for the design more than you are for the actual shirt. It's just wearable art basically. They had this really cool, similar to this kind of thing. I mean, it was really detailed, really realistic looking flame. It was a bomb setting himself off. Like he had his wick coming over the top of his head, and he was like almost like ready to blow himself up is what he was doing, which was kind of crazy. I was like, he's cool, but $150, bro. I'm in the wrong business, or the right business. And anyway, there's a bunch of people who make a lot of money. If you get down to the International Drive area, there's a guy that has a couple stores. He actually got into Walmart over there. Bro, you get into Walmart International, that's money. Anywhere near there, like John Young, because all the tourists will kind of like go around that same area. Otherwise there's not really much over there, so they'll go where they're told to go, more or less. That happens to be where one of his shops are. Dude makes money. They make bank. Obviously I didn't get into art just to make money, because I started doing art when I was a kid. I just did it because I loved it. Just creative, I guess is all it was. I didn't really think much of it. Then you get older, and all of a sudden it's money. It's kind of funny. There's this old story, right? Of course, I'm a musician too. I'm not just an artist, and I'm not just a musician. I'm kind of both, right? So I saw this old story where these guys, or kids, I should say, in the story, are going around and they're banging on these trash cans past this old man's house every day. Old man, for whatever reason, just loves the way that they beat on these trash cans. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll pay you guys to come by every day. And they're like, and to do the same thing. And they're like, man, we're already doing it for free, for fun, right? I mean, might as well get paid to do it. Well, they start getting paid to do it for this old man. And then he's like, he comes back a couple weeks later. He's like, after a few weeks of doing this, he's like, boys, I really can't afford to pay you the same amount I was before, but I really love you guys doing this. Can you keep doing it anyway? They're kind of reluctantly. You're like, all right, yeah, that's fine. A little bit less money. That's okay, though. We'll do it. Time keeps going on, and eventually old man's like, I just can't afford to pay you anymore, but I really love it. You keep doing it. And they're like, well, man, I think we're going to do this for free. So something that started out for free anyway, without any intention of making any money at it. As soon as money was involved, it changed their whole meaning and their approach. And that is art. That is music. So don't lose sight of why you're doing it, is all I'm saying. I mean, yes, make your money, but kind of need to stay true to yourself too. Like, my brother once told me, because he's a musician too, but he hasn't played in a long time. I don't know why. He just decided he didn't want to do it anymore, I guess. I don't know. Weird, because he played a lot of music for a lot of songs. But nonetheless, he had said to me one time, because I asked him, I said, well, why don't you try joining a circuit, on surfing? He was like, because I never want it to be that if I don't catch this wave, I don't pay my rent. I was like, well, that's fair, I suppose. So instead, he would just get a job that was close to the beach, or at least close enough to the beach you can get there in a reasonable amount of time. At one point, he was actually on the beach, and he was able to, with his job, he was able to just take a lunch break and go out there and surf. Not get paid to do it, just doing it because he loves it. Take that as you will. I mean, not everybody feels that way. Some people want to do what they love for money. They do both. Obviously, I'd like to, but to a certain extent. Like, I don't want to be in just a cover band necessarily either. Although I will argue what's funny about it for me with art is I wouldn't mind doing commission pieces. Like some people I want to do my own art and have people love me for that. And like, I wouldn't hate having to draw or paint or whatever for businesses and stuff. It wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't be mad about it, and tell you that much. It's just different with covers, because covers, I mean, I love the music. I want to express myself in those songs. And with art, it's the process of drawing for me that I really like. The drawing, it's still creating. Even if you're creating for a business, you're creating something in your own right. And a lot of times when you go to do covers and stuff, people expect you to cover it identically. Otherwise, you know. And they also have a really strong platform to base your ability to sing that song on, because they know what it's supposed to sound like in the studio version. And there's a lot of expectation and stuff. And I say that I do covers. Like I do, especially for YouTube, I just do like quick chorus covers and stuff of a song that I like, or songs that are popular. I mean, I still like them, even if they're popular or not. I'm not gonna do a song I don't like. I won't feel it. It'd be too obvious that I don't like it. But I don't know. It's just it's something I've talked to my wife about this extensively before. So I almost joined a cover band, not a tribute band, but a cover band where you do a lot of different kinds of covers. And it was in Nashville, Tennessee. I told them what my voice was like, and they got a chance to hear me, and they were really excited about me coming out. And then I was like, man, I can't justify leaving my wife to work all by herself while I'm out here playing music, hoping we're gonna make money that after a while doing covers in Nashville. She wanted me to do it, but I was like, I can't have you out here running. We're doing a lot of deliveries and stuff at the time. I can't have you run out here by yourself while I'm doing that. I ain't right. So I ended up not doing it. But had that been for my own original music with the opportunity to make money, maybe, but it was really rough right then because of all the 2020 stuff. And yeah, I wasn't excited about doing covers. Like, it felt way too much like just regular work. It just felt like a regular job. I'm like, would you rather play music than to work? No, not really. I'd rather play my music because I love it, if I had to choose, honestly. I have actually done covers for money. That's how I know. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that again. Ironically, it's what a lot of country musicians do. They cover songs, so to speak, because they're not writing the song. Not all country artists, but a lot of them. I mean, they all pretty much write together at some point, but I'm saying some artists aren't even writing any of their own stuff, like any of it. I don't see the point in that personally. And yeah, you're doing it your way, whatever becomes your, I guess it becomes yours. I don't know. What the hell do I know? Let me cut this apart again. All right, hopefully you can still hear me okay. I'm having to record with just my phone because my computer, my hard drive, my C drive that I record my audio on, running out of physical space because I got too much stuff on it. And I actually have 2 drives, but the one isn't configured for the audio, so I'll have to change that at any rate. Honestly, drawing for other people is a lot less work than doing covers for the same money. Is another thing. It's a lot of work to rehearse. Sure, you got to talk to clients, sing, that kind of crap, but you got to entertain the crowd. You got to make sure you play songs that they're happy with, blah, 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 blah. Not just the crowd, but the people that are paying you. So now I'm going to try to color in this soda pop here. I think I'm going to use red on that side. So it's kind of red versus blue in terms of the color. Just looking to see how much has dried. Okay, let me let this guy dry first. No, I don't care. Be whatever you want to be. So we're gonna do, again, I'm having to record this phone. I mean, it's an iPhone. It sounds pretty good usually, but it's a little bit, probably more background noise, and I apologize for that. I will figure out my stuff. I just gotta clean up my hard drive. I've been doing a lot of stuff lately, and I don't really have a lot of time to do that, believe it or not. Because I gotta make sure it's stuff I don't need and whatever. So I might leave that white actually, but at least hatch this guy. Let me see, is it gonna let me? Slightly, this would be better on a white background, but I only have, like I said, I got watercolor paper I can use, but I think I wanted to try to experiment with it more. It's a bit of work. I mean, I could probably take the brush to it and be done with it in a heartbeat, but where's the fun in that? By the way, this is supposed to be ruby red. Of course, red always reminds me of the teacher marking your paper. You're not allowed to use red pen. Why not? Because I mark with red. Who cares? I can still read it. I'll be Bogart in my color. That's all they were doing. They were Bogart in my color, man. Yeah, just going with the hatch. Hopefully it'll be enough to get the point across. Kind of cool, kind of work. Okay. Trying to get this together a different direction, maybe just a slight bit because it's his eyebrow furrowing downward. He doesn't have to be fully saturated in color, but there we go. See, maybe it's like a cherry Pepsi look or something. I could have designed it, I guess. Could have just done like a color block thing or something, but I did not. So I'm doing this. I say, did you find me a dog costume yet? Yeah. Perfect. My wife wants to go as Cruella de Vil, and I told her I'd go as one of the Dalmatians. See, I have no couth. I don't care. I love it. I want to put you up there. I mean, yeah, it's Halloween, first
off. I'd do it during the middle of the year. I don't care.
Just show up in Sanford in the fall costume in the middle of the year.
Yeah, for no reason at all. I don't care. I have zero fucks given. Hey, according to a current update, we're allowed to do that very sparingly here and again. And I, like a PG-13 film, I figured I would use it at the right time. That was a pretty good time to use it, I think. Listen, if you have like virgin ears, don't get on my channel. Go somewhere else. That's fine with me. If you're scared of cuss words, go away. Just me being me, man. Like everybody pretends to like they don't talk like that. Stop. Most of y'all do. Don't even lie to me, man. If you made it this far, what's your favorite cuss word? Drop it in the comments. My wife's trying not to laugh. That's preposterous. Oh, you uneducated swine. Thank you. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science and I studied biomedical sciences at the University of Central Florida before that. So no, that is not the reason. Matter of fact, most potty mouth people I know are scientists. Believe it or not, you'd be surprised what they say. They just don't care. Not in a science setting, but when you're just chilling in the library or something, like you're hanging out, not really necessarily in the library, but like just studying, you'd be surprised. Biologists are freaks. Freaks, I say. Scientists in general, for that matter. Big Bang Theory is based on a true story. So this is giving it like a design. I'm sorry, I'm laughing about you laughing. This is giving it kind of a Pepsi or Coke kind of a design. Like cherry Pepsi is what I'm thinking about. The similar kind of a thing they did back in the day. I think it was like in the late 90s or early 2000s. They had one like this. So I'm gonna knock this down across the top. It was funny watching them talk about cuss words and curse or cuss or however you want to say it. They were saying in the YouTube video about updating it and stuff. The way that they were talking about it was just really funny. Really nonchalant. Very professional. And then you just drop an F-bomb. It's just funny. How are you being professional about cuss words and saying which ones you can and can't say? It just was really funny to me. I'm trying to get that tip going some more. If you haven't seen it, look at the Creator Insider update. Pretty funny. Well, can you talk about this topic and that topic? Well, like basically they're saying certain words are okay if you say them sparingly, but I'm like, why would you just sparingly say some of those words? Like, what would be the reason you would say some of those that you weren't discussing the thing? Like, well, you can't be talking about the R word, and then it can't be a video entirely about that if you're saying it. I'm like, what are you talking? Why would I just in passing say that? I don't understand. I was completely confused as to what the update's point really was. The point of the update, rather. All right, now I'm gonna give him a red pupil. I'm gonna give the other guy a white one. Not pupil, iris. And then the blue guy's gonna get a blue one. That way they look really trippy. Yeah, there we go.
I should have you on a leash.
Yeah, you should put me on a leash. That would be hilarious. Kidding me? Let's do it. I don't care, man. I'm just, whatever makes it funny. No, I realize I have, there might be a younger crowd on here, so I try to avoid excessive cussing as much as possible, because I'm not trying to be like pirate about it, but I slip up sometimes because well, for one thing, I'm human, and the other thing is sometimes I drop stuff and don't need to, and it just kind of comes out because I'm like, I'm making a mess, you know? And I'm an adult. I do what I want. But no, I really don't want to offend anybody. Like, I don't want to lose somebody simply because I said a word that might get them in trouble if they're a kid, you know? I don't want their parents to be like, hey, they hear it and be like, what did he say? You know, they get all mad. You get off there right now. I ain't trying to get anybody in trouble. This video is taking forever because I'm inking this by the slowest method possible. But nonetheless, that is the price you pay for artwork, yes. Also, this up. That might be, oh, the fan was blowing on. I was probably drying it off before I had a chance to do anything. Stooge. I was drying it earlier. I plumb forgot. All right, we're gonna go this way with his nose. Striations for shading always reminds me of the 80s. Everything had that look. I swear, every business, anything that had a sun in it had that style. All right, AT&T logo was like that. Do you remember that, Rose?
What's that?
Everything being the same kind of striation for shading in the 80s.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the 90s, it was all like graffiti. Graffiti was it, bro. This is what the kids like. Let's give them all graffiti.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I love graffiti, so look what I'm drawing. But when they trying to cash in on it, man, it's just cheap. Cashing in on style, man. Like the big commercial companies and stuff. Oh, I forgot to give him the white line. Do that. Let's just do this now. That's good. I mean, to me, it's cool. Me likey. Think what you want.
This is ridiculous, but people are saying upsize in this, so I have to order like 5X.
Like a couple sizes up?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's fine with me. I don't care if it's loose.
Yeah. I mean, you can always pin it up underneath in the back too. If it's too loose, you can pull it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But it should be fine.
How much is that anyway?
7%.
Are you kidding me? Rosanna,
What?
I can make that for that much money.
Okay, I was actually going to ask you, would you rather make something that's comfortable to you?
Yeah, I mean,
you might be hot in that.
yeah, that's true. That's probably gonna be really goddamn hot.
I mean, you can do like a thinner outfit if you want, like a shirt type thing, shirt material.
Yeah, like a jersey knit, you mean?
Yeah, something cooler than that. That's a fleece.
That's too much. This is Florida, bro. I can't be wearing that.
Yeah.
You trying to kill me? Like, whoa.
I mean, it should be like hopefully decently cool at night. But
It wasn't last year. It was hotter than hell.
yeah, it's true.
It was cool outside, but it was hot. It was hot in the house. That's what it was.
It's hot in the house because her AC wasn't working. It's hot in the house.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be stuck in that again. Whatever. All the people. It's gonna be hot inside the club, the bar.
Yeah, I thought maybe you could. I was thinking that maybe you could just get white and like spray the dots on there or paint them on or however you want.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find.
I'm down for that. I will say this black paper is very inconsistent with this ink, and I think it's just because if I go too fast, it's drawing up the ink.
Yeah.
Unlike the Bristol paper, it just kind of like the Bristol just kind of glides across that a little better. Plus, of course, this is black paper, so it's going to absorb a lot of that color, but it sits kind of on top of it too, so I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. Wait, I suppose I need colors on it anyway. And then the top, do this. I forgot to ask you the other day, was your Uncle Jim not there? Like, he's not in Florida?
No, he was working.
Oh. Alright.
She said he only has something for her health this year, so he's careful. I think she said next year he's retiring. So
Good for him. What about your aunt? She gonna quit ever?
she's younger than my mom, so I mean.
That don't matter. She's also a type 1 diabetic.
No, I'm just saying that she might be waiting for her money.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, they should put her on disability anyway because she don't need to be working with type 1 diabetes like that. That's messed up. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't even know if did she bother to apply for it?
No idea. Probably not. Good cover.
You mean like your mom and you?
Yes.
Y'all are both stubborn.
I don't know. You need to ask me.
That's because you come from a different generation of people. Like, you have to ask for help for your insulin. Like, what you gonna do? I don't think I would put white on that. No. Oh, no, don't worry about it. I can always just speed through it. Alright, so now I'm gonna do a little bit more white. But otherwise, store divided is pretty funny, I think. What do you think? I like you. Huh? You make me happy once it's over. see what I'm saying? Like, I'm always dropping something stupid when I'm doing this. Oh, Lord, I don't even know where it went. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Too old to be doing that. Okay, let's do it. Shut up. Shut up, Timmy. I am old. Old as dirt. Maybe I'm not that old, but that's not the point. Alright. Now, you're going to... I'm going to use this reservoir nib, and hopefully it'll give me more ink for a little while. In fact, it will. You know, I noticed the reservoir nib was actually closer to like a fountain pen nib. Very similar look to it. So I guess dipping it in here like this, it has that little cup, reservoir cup, as it were. You can really lay the ink in here with this. I guess this would be actually better for writing, but I'm not using it for such a thing. So I guess you could push it down, get the ink out, and that's the whole point of this thing. Look at me learning. Look at me learning. That's why it's like that. You can push it down and you can get the ink to come out of the back. That explains why it's called a reservoir nib. There, now they have red pupils. That works for me.
Yes.
Yes. Reminds me of doing like whiteout, like I said, where you push down and then it... Or like the pens that you have, the paint pens, the shaky ones, Posca pens, very similar to that. I realize that it's pushed down and you can push it around. I'm sure it's meant you to push as you go, but this is working, so that's what I'm going with. There you have it. And this is I said this is about where the tab good. Pops it. It doesn't have to be a perfect representation. It's close enough that you push the little round tabby tab and it pops open. Close to the ends of the story. There was an episode of the Animaniacs where they did that, where they're like, this is the beginning of the story, and then halfway through it's like, this is the middle of the story. And at the end, of course, they're like, this is the end of the story. I'm like, what are they doing? Even as a kid, I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Who was bored enough to think that was funny? Not funny. Let's try and give this a little bit of, a little texture. Time to do the season little bit. I mean, they don't have a good dental plan. They're cans of soda, you know what I mean? So, like, their teeth aren't going to be great. You got to just give them some credit. I'm surprised you didn't laugh at that one. She must be ignoring me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
That's exactly what I thought.
What's up?
I said, you gotta give them credit. They're cans of soda. They're not gonna have a great dental plan.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought you might appreciate
They
that.
got messed up teeth, huh?
You know, their teeth aren't perfect. Actually, what somebody was saying, was it? Oh, it was. I think it was Todd McFarlane that said monsters don't have good teeth. He's like, they're not on a dental plan or something like. I don't think he said what I said, but similar kind of thing. Like, don't worry about their teeth. They should be crooked. They should be terrifying looking. Don't worry about them being straight.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, actually. These guys aren't monsters. They just don't like each other. It's a dual rivalry here. One says that he's Pop, the other one's like, no, it's soda. You know?
Yeah.
Actually, much easier to just push down a pool than it is to try to get the paper ones. So it's soda versus Pop. It's Coke versus Pepsi. I'm more of a Mountain Dew person, so I don't care. I do like cherry Pepsi though, and I like cherry Coke. And there's no comparison between Mellow Yellow and Mountain Dew. Okay? No. I'll drink Mellow Yellow if I'm at one of those Coke stand things and I don't have a choice. But if I had a choice, shoot. Mountain Dew all day there, buddy. Also, I might have mentioned this already, but in Florida, I guess somebody had mentioned this because of the Coke factory being so close. Because in Atlanta, they all say, you want a Coke? And I said, nah. I said, Florida, I think it's because of Puerto Ricans and Cubans. Because you go to a Cuban or Puerto Rican person's house, and they will tell you, if you want cereal, they ask you if you want cornflakes. Everything with cornflakes. You're like, want some cornflakes? You're like, no. Or if you're like, yeah, I want some cornflakes. They're like, well, what kind you want? We got Fruit Loops. We got, I thought you said you want cornflakes. So every cereal was cornflakes. Every soda was a Coke or a Pepsi. And then, God, it was for other stuff too. I don't even remember. Oh, Nintendo. Everything was Nintendo. You want to play Nintendo? Even if it was Sega. Want to play Nintendo? Like whatever was the dominant brand at the time, I guess, in that area. Playing the Nintendo, that's Sega. Whatever. I mean, say, let's go play a console. I don't know. Even though it was called console for the longest time. It was a game system back in the day. Hey, look, Pops. That's taking for damn ever. That's what I get. Did you find anything else?
I was gonna ask you if do you want to do shorts? You just want to wear white shorts with black ones?
That'd be funny. I don't care.
Because
I can wear pants.
I mean, shorts on, and still get the whole idea.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was wanting to go for.
Yeah. And you could do that. You could do white, like basketball shorts or whatever. And you could just put the spots on them. Do a long white t-shirt.
I got white basketball shorts.
Yeah.
We could just add put like the sticker on them or whatever.
Yeah, you could do that.
That'd be easy.
I'm not too concerned about getting spots on the white shorts because if for some reason they get ruined, they're like $10 shorts.
That's fair. They're already kind of ruined anyway.
Spots on there, then I just need like a white shirt, and then I just have to buy the like the ears and stuff, the ears and the tail, which should come in a set.
Fair. Yeah, let's make it easy and comfortable, man. Let's be going downtown. I don't want to be going downtown in hot ass,
Yeah, it was.
heated pants. Like
I
this.
was really looking at this.
I want to see, man. I was burning up. It was hot in that.
My face
It was-
and stuff is.
It was fun, but yeah, I would have rather had stage makeup because the cheap makeup isn't gonna do it. Man, I miss my airbrush right now. I would have airbrushed this. I'd have cheated. No, it's fine. I just don't want to tear through the paper too much. There's quite a bit of it here, but like I said, it can only handle getting pushed around so much, or it's just ripping up. And then it doesn't take the ink anymore because the ink tore through the paper, you know? I'm trying to not do that. Because what it'll do is it'll tear up the fibers that the ink is on, and then I can't get it to push around anymore. I keep trying to do it, and it keeps tearing up the paper, and like it's just an endless battle to tear the paper. Right? Just gotta let it dry. Also, with airbrush, if you're gonna do it on a black shirt, you actually have to pass it like 4 or 5 times, which is why so many airbrush artists don't mess with black shirts. So you have to put a layer down first to have something to paint on. And I did it once, and it was like, yep, totally not. I did it a couple times actually, but I did one with like a, you know, an ocean mural type thing, or like a, you know, an ocean scene. It took so long to get the paint to have a base layer to paint on. It wouldn't be worth. You'd have to charge a lot more for that shirt. Even back in the day, they were charging like $25 for a shirt like that. Which, you know, it'd pretty much be like $50 now for an airbrush shirt. Like, that's crazy. I don't know if that's an exact, accurate inflation, what I just said. But it's, you know, a lot more. Let's just put it that way. A lot more than what you can pay $20 for it. Say that much. Because the old school airbrush shirts, you know, get some for $10. But some people sell them for like $20, I think, 15, just depending on what they are. And the one dude asking them $150 for something looks like this. It was cool, but I'm like, man, that's crazy. Somebody asked in the comments like how much it was. It's like, oh, he starts at $150. I'm like, what? I didn't ask for a mural on my wall. It's just a t-shirt, man. But he's freehanded everything and looks really good. I just thought, I can't imagine paying that much for a t-shirt because I'm gonna destroy it. I want it to be something I can hold on to. It's gonna have to go on something else then. It's gonna have to go on canvas on a wall. All right, I'm gonna hit this one more time. Try to anyway. I'm just gonna let. Try to get, like you said, try to get that thickened back up. Brother always jokes how hard it is. He'd be like, I can't draw like that, man. No, you can. Just takes a little bit of patience.
Yeah, this is Spirit Halloween. It's ears and a tail and a nose.
Nice.
I mean, it's obviously the sex.
Boy, it's got a girl on
They
it.
just have it on this girl.
I don't care. I'll wear it anyway.
I have a 20% coupon.
I know you're laughing because you know I'll do it.
I could probably spray my hair on like that. So I has short hair.
She does, doesn't she? Has like the
That's kind of crazy choppy hair.
yeah. She's got the Karen.
Yeah, and then Emma Stone, when she played her like young girl, she actually was good.
Okay. This is just about done. And then oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool. We're probably closer to Cruella's age now.
Yes, she has like crazy hair. Sorry, I'm not trying to you.
Yeah. So this is about done, and then I'm gonna let this dry up, and then I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna call this one done. You made it to the end of this video. I very much appreciate it. I know it's been crazy. It's a long one, but really appreciate it. And I shall see you in the next one. This has been Rivals, InkTober number 20, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.